Hey, welcome to INFC Championship Saturday. Don Rice here, Richard Stickney, as we have our last game of the day. It's been a great and exciting day. Great ball games all day long as we've got Union Chrome, led by Coach Tony Tempest, a former OC with Bill Blankenship, and we go up against Owasso Red, who has the two Adams twins, who have been wreaking havoc in the INFC since Mighty Mites. Stay tuned. We're going to go over to the introduction of the teams. We'll come back to you live and have ready first quarter action in our last game of Championship Saturday.
The Union Redskins. Number 1, Jeremiah Banks. Number 2, Nicholas Ungader. Number 3, Stephen Freeman. Number 4, Nate Turner. Number 5, Mawan Brown. Number 6, Bill Shaw. Number 9, Riley Trickett. Number 10, T. Ron Hubbard. Number 11, Alan DeCoy. Number 12, Caden Smith. Number 22, Jackson Boyster. Number 25, Edward Pointer. Number 30, John Salas. Number 34, Grayson Timptis. Number 39, Joshua Lipsy. Number 88, Canoe White. Number 97, Ryan Turkey. Number 99, Samad Hand. And your head coach, Tony Tempest. And now for your home team, the Owasso Rams. Number 1, Jake Adams. Number 6, Robert Brown. Number 7, Tyler DeBoer. Number 8, Chance Wilson. Number 12, Cole Adams. Number 13, Andrew Gibson. Number 18, Matt Scott. Number 22, Emory Gilly. Number 23, Baylor Corbin. Number 24, Eric Vidrich. Number 25, Noah Moe. Number 27, Peyton Cole. Number 29, Chad Herbert. Number 43, Jacob Keller. Number 45, Hunter Half. Number 46, Landon Brown. Number 65, Austin Rett. Number 68, Cohen Ponder. Number 88, Luke Harris. Number 93, Evan Racker. Number 94, Lane Corley. Number 98, Christian Childers. Number 99, Larry Willer. And on the injured reserve, number 10, Chase Everett. Assistant coach, Robert Neely, Greg Bowe, Walker Hance, Wilson Newman, Chris Everett.
Hey, we're going to go break, but don't go nowhere. As me and Don here are going to have first quarter action of the 7th grade, the last game of the day here in INFC Championship Saturday between Union Chrome and Owasso Red.
It takes a lot. Down the line. Good morning.
We're America's #1 sporting goods store, and we're always open. Every season starts at Dicks.com.
It's the sale you wait all year for. The 0-0 event going on now at Classic Chevrolet. 0 down, 0 first month's payment on Chevy Silverados, only $399 a month. 0 down, 0 first month's payment on Traverses, Camaros, Impalas, Malibus. 0 down, 0 first month's payment on Chevy Sparks, only $149 a month. 0 reasons not to get to Classic Chevrolet today. The 0-0 event going on now at Classic Chevrolet. Online at ClassicChevrolet.net.
The Indian Nations Football Conference Championship, presented by Dick's Sporting Goods, is brought to you by Dick's Sporting Goods. Every season starts with Dick's. And by Classic Chevrolet. Save time, shop online.
Hey, welcome back to Lee Snyder Field as we're getting ready for the seventh grade matchup, the last ball game of the day here on Championship Saturday. We're going to go down to Allison.
Thanks, guys. Well, I did talk to Owasso Reds head coach before the game, and I said, what excites you the most about this matchup? And he said, not only is my team undefeated, but Union is also undefeated. So obviously the stage much bigger whenever both of these teams are battling it out to stay undefeated for the year. Also, Owasso has only given up one touchdown this entire season, so get ready for some awesome defense. Just an update on the weather conditions, definitely getting a little bit colder. It's starting to sprinkle a little bit out here. Just something to keep an eye on, guys.
Thank you, Allison. We're going to starts off. Owasso looks like they're going to be kicking off. Back deep will be for the Redskins will be number 34, Grayson Tempest. As we're getting ready to start off our last ball game, Don. I'm alongside here with Don Rice. Been here all day long. Started at 9 o'clock this morning, and I'm telling you, what a great day for ball.
Football hadn't gotten any more exciting. It's just the participants have gotten a little better, and thanks to Allison for pointing out both of these teams coming into undefeated, that is. So this should be a great defensive struggle, and the kick is fielded. Take it away, Richard.
At the 20-yard line, Grayson Tempest finds a little crease. Nice tackle by number 12, Cole Adams. And I told you that kid will be around everywhere, and it's a great saving tackle because Grayson found a little seam as the opening kickoff and returns it out to the 36-yard line where the Redskins will take 1st and 10.
Richard has been fortunate enough that he's seen both of these two teams play already this season. I have not had that opportunity, but I understand that both teams will put it up and they'll both play stout defense.
Yeah, it's going to be, as it always is, turnover battle. Coach Montgomery men talked about earlier in the games we've had. Turnovers, staying ahead of the chains, and it's one in the trenches, pass protection and running block. Swing pass out of the backfield, got a block on the edge. Brought down around on the right sideline, ran out of bounds outside the 40 to about the 42-yard line. Picks up about 6 yards on the swing pass to, looks like number 10.
That was Emery Neely that floated the ball nicely, as Richard talked about. The defensive speed, Neely got to the corner. Nice gain on the play, but the tackle secured right at the corner. 2nd down and 4 for the Redskins. 3 wide receivers, another pass out to the right, a little high this time. Pass ball's incomplete. So it brings up 3rd down and 4, Don. They've went both sides in the backfield, little swing passes, trying to soften them up so they don't just stuck back here and pin their ears back and come and get them. What are you seeing on the defensive side? Are they enjoying their 4-man front, or Don, are they manning up out on the outside? Well, Richard, it looks to me like they're trying to put as much pressure on the quarterback as they can. The linebackers are staying home, but the safeties, they're not near as deep. Actually, the 2 corners, they're not near as deep as what you'll see with a lot of teams. So we're going to have some press coverage before this is over.
Well, I'm telling you, those 2 cats they have at corner along with that safety can cover a lot of ground. Nice penetration in the backfield. Led in there, I do believe, Don, by number 45. And that would be Hunter Hall, as he causes some penetration, caused the running back to stop his feet. And as soon as you can stop their feet and keep them going side to side, that's when everybody else can fly to the ball.
Once the running back, as Richard said, hesitated just a little bit. He was also run down from behind for Wheeler. We'll have some of our first punt of the 7th grade ball game, and he'll get off a nice one.
Well, he's ran down. Nice return by Mr. Adams. Went to college with his dad, Mike Adams, was an NA All-American. So letting you know the bloodstream's down there. His older brother's a sophomore, backup quarterback on Owasso's varsity team. So not surprised to see the Adams boys, which is number 1, Jake, and number 12, Cole, do a tremendous job in all aspects of the ballgame, especially for the Owasso Rams.
Well, speaking of the Rams varsity, they've got a big repeat matchup with the Jinx Trojans coming up this Friday night, or that ballgame may be Saturday, and the winner will advance to the 6A state championship. Quarterback had trouble with the snap. He'll turn around and pick it up on one hop.
Yeah, very fortunate there, Wilson, on the snap. And then he fumbles going close to the sideline. Thank goodness he was on the sideline. Great pursuit by number 30 and number 11 and number 39, Lipsy, and number 11, it looks like Deeker. And I think that's Sickus pursuing as the linebacker spot, bring up 2nd and long.
And out to the halfback up the middle, has a little crease.
You talked about him being hard to bring down, Richard, and that was probably one of the best examples of that. Number 12 got loose in the secondary, and he shook loose from about 2 or 3 different tackles. That was your boy Cole Adams.
Well, they're hurrying up to the line of scrimmage, running 4 wide, single back. They're trying to get as many guys out of the box as they can. That time brought down by number 12. Looks like that was number 12.
Caden Smith.
Caden Smith. Great job on the backside, holding up the blocker and making a play. Pick up a 2, 2nd down and 8. Fake handoff. This time the quarterback just follows. But boy, he is met rudely. Picks up no gain, maybe half a yard at the most. It'll bring up 3rd down and 7 for Owasso.
Jeremiah Banks and number 11 combined on that tackle. And I tell you what, when the quarterback hit the line of scrimmage, he did not gain an inch.
Nice run by number 22.
That's Emery on the carry, and he'll move the sticks. 1st and 10, Owasso. The drive continues.
And they hurry back to the line of scrimmage. 1st and 10 at the Redskin 37. Owasso twins to both sides. Another inside zone read to number 22. Is that number 22 Emery again?
Absolutely, Emery on the carry, and Luke Harris kind of got spun around a little bit, ended up in the hole, and what Emery did was just kind of bounce off his own player and go ahead and pick up another 3 or 4 yards on the play. One more time, the quarterback will read, but he'll keep it and lose a couple.
Well, he kept it in there a long time. Wasn't quite sure if the running back was like, are you going to hand it to me or are you not? Pulls it out. Great pursuit. Might have should have just go ahead and handed it and left it in his breadbasket, let him get at least back to the line of scrimmage.
Jamin Silas with the play for the defense on the last play. Emery will try to cut it to the outside.
Great pursuit by the defense as they try to go side to side. Nice pursuit by number 1. I think that is Jeremiah Banks. You've brought that up before. We've had his name mentioned a few times. It'll bring up 4th down.
Owasso had something going there for a little bit while they were using Adams. Emery had a nice run to start the second series for him, but the drive stalls right at about the 40-yard line. Now, do you punt and pin them deep, or do you try to go for it?
Well, if they don't punt it, I'm trying to get the ball to number 12.
And that's exactly what it looks like they drew up, but the quarterback, he will not get the pass off. He'll be spun down behind the line.
Great job by the defense. They gave up that 1st down on the first 3 plays, gave up a 1st down, bowed their neck, stopped them, and now we're going to turn the ball over on downs. 1st and 10 for the Redskins at their own 45-yard line. We're going to see if they can get their running game going as they went and tried to pass the ball a couple times for no results.
Sack credited to Caden Smith. You saw him jog off and get a high five there from his coaching staff, and both of these coaches preach defense. When I talked to him yesterday evening on the phone, defense, 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 and so far they're not disappointing in any way, shape, or form.
Quarterback's back to pass. Going deep.
Pass ball's incomplete. Had him deep, kind of underthrew it, but had number 6,
Bill Shaw.
Bill Shaw wide open down there. Couldn't get it to him in a timely manner. Came up a little short, knocked down by the defense, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 10. Boy, I tell you, Owasso's coming out throwing the ball. 3 out of their 5 plays have been pass plays.
Well, we thought maybe Union might try to establish the running game with their second possession, but they decided they're going to air it out, and they actually went deep on that one. Tough snap, but handled by the quarterback.
Ran out of bounds after he picks up a couple. After he tries to mishandle the snap, there wasn't going to be a handoff as it threw the whole play off. But, hey, we're going to bring up 3rd down and 8. Already about 3 minutes and 14 seconds remaining in the first quarter. And each team's had a possession. Both of them have had to turn the ball over on Owasso, and the Redskins punted. Be a 3rd down and 8. I expect to see them to go right back to the air like they've been trying to do. But I think that's what Owasso's really good at with those corners and safeties is the pass coverage, and we're going to see if they can move number 98, big Lyric Wheeler, inside, see if they can move him around so they can get the running game going inside.
Riley Trickett will be split to our side.
Looks like we've got a timeout. Coach Tempest calls a timeout. Didn't like what he saw. See how they were lining up. Bring up 3rd down and 8 when we come back. And we talked about pass protection. So far, it's been decent, but also I'll give Union a credit. Tony understands, hey, they're 7th graders. We got to get rid of the ball fast. Couple swing passes to the tailback, and then they took a place on a, just a straight go route down the right side, just underthrew it a little bit. On the Owasso side, though, staying real nice on the run. Great job side to side. Don, is that what you're seeing too?
Well, you talked about Cole Adams, and I think they're just waiting on the Owasso side to see if they can get him loose into the secondary before they throw the ball around a whole lot. I like the style of offense right now that but Union's trying to use. A lot of quick passes, as Richard talked about, even the go route. He got it out of his hand in a hurry, just didn't quite lead him enough for the completion.
Well, we come back after the timeout. 3rd down and 8, trips left, single to the right, short side of the field. Running back steps up, and it looks like we're going to have a nice protection. And it broke down, and we didn't get rid of the pass. Great pass protection, great pass defense by Owasso. And
Landon Brown with the sack.
And it's 4th down and 13, and to Tempest's still, I'm going to guess they're probably going to punt the ball. The only thing is, kind of like punting to McCorders for Booker T, punting to Cole Adams might have to, could end up bad results.
Well, you wonder if at this time they might just kick it away from him.
Oh,
but no,
my.
Shaw just decides to air it out, and he was going to get an outstanding roll. Not exactly sure why the Union player elected to scoop that up under one bounce. I think that one might have rolled inside the 10, but then again, that's maybe the safest thing to do, because if you let it roll, it might scoot into the end zone.
Well, they'll be taking over 1st and 10 from the 21-yard line. 2 minutes and 34 seconds remaining in the first quarter. This is the Owasso second possession. They had some success running the ball. Then they got behind the chains, as we talked about earlier in the game. It's tough when you get behind the chains, but here we go. Loaded backfield, man in motion. Hand the ball off to number 22 for the Rams, and he finds a way to get to the edge. But Union is so fast side to side, all the way up through the high school. Side to side they can do. Owasso's going to have to hit them inside to tackle some to soften them up so they can't just jump out there. And great job by number 6 and number 12 for Union, as they did a good job holding up on their side.
That's Shaw and Caden Smith on the last tackle. And as Richard mentioned, lots of lateral speed for the Union defense.
Well, here we go, 5-man front for the Union. Back to a little counter. Nice pull of the tight end. Is Mr. Adams going to get to the edge? Looks like he does. Great job by, is that number 3? Number 34, Tempest, did a great job. Grayson running him down, but you see the speed that Cole Adams has to reach that. When I didn't think he was going to be able to get to the edge, but he was able to turn it.
Without Tempest and Hubbard, Allen might have taken that one to the house. Actually,
1st and 10 from the 46-yard line. Straight power. It seems like 22's the power guy.
And Adams.
And that's Neely. And then Adams is the one that's trying to get to the edge and stretch him out a little bit. But we talked about pounding it. They went right back to the running game. 2nd down and 7 at the 49-yard line for the Owasso Rams.
Coach Montgomery pointed out in one of the earlier games, time of possession is important because you only get a limited amount of possessions when it's an 8-minute quarter. You know, that time we talked about McNeely being the one that's going to soften him up. That time McNeely said, let me show you my speed, and he took it to the outside, got real close to a 1st down.
Well, nice job by Lane Farley, number 94, as he pulls around the edge, sealed the corner, then went out and got another block on the safety as he was able to spring it for a 9-yard gain as we bring up 3rd down and 1 at the Redskin 45-yard line with about 1:06 remaining in the first quarter play as the clock stopped because he ran out of bounds at the 45. Bunch formation to the right, man in motion. Toss sweep to the right. And look how he hits that hole hard and just keeps running. Nice job by number 12, Cole. Got an injured player at the 45-yard line.
Cole Adams is definitely one of those running backs that he's not convinced that he's supposed to take the hit. He's actually one that's delivering as many blows as he's having inflicted upon him. All the players will actually take a knee right here. We've got one that we're trying to attend to on the field, and what we probably ought to do right here, rather than stay here, we probably should just take us a break, and we'll be back with more Indian Nations youth football in a couple of minutes.
It's the sale you wait all year for, the 0-0 event, going on now at Classic Chevrolet. 0 down, 0 first month's payment on Chevy Silverados, only $399 a month. 0 down, 0 first month's payment on Traverses, Camaros, Impalas, Malibus. 0 down, 0 first month's payment on Chevy Sparks, only $149 a month. 0 reasons not to get to Classic Chevrolet today. The 0-0 event going on now at Classic Chevrolet. Online at ClassicChevrolet.net.
Welcome back to Lee Snyder Field as we've had an injured player down on the sideline. We're going to go down to Allison to see if we've got any kind of update or report. Allison, what do you have for us?
Thanks, guys. An update on the player that was injured earlier in the 7th grade game. Right now, we're being told it looks like he has a broken leg. We'll have more details once we get that confirmed. Definitely a very somber mood right now. Is a tough break to see happen to a player this young, guys.
And it looks like from up here, Don, it was number 99, Lynn Wheeler, as they're taking him off. Hope the kid's okay. Hate seeing injuries in an athletic event. Know they're going to happen. Know that there could be that possibility, but I sure hope he recovers well. And I wish nothing but the best, and our prayers are for the young gentleman as he's being carted off with his mom and dad beside his side. Always terrible to see kids getting hurt.
Well, as soon as he went down, you made a very good point. We're in Game 7, and we're almost done with the first quarter of game number 7 of our long day, and that's really the first injury of any magnitude whatsoever we've had here. Why don't we go ahead and reset some of the other games as we went all the way back to 9 o'clock this morning as the South Tulsa Defenders defeated the Claremore Red Zebras by a 21-7 score. Then coming up in the 2nd grade, we had Stillwater Blue, who gave up their first points of the entire season, but they came away with a 12-6 victory over TYAA White. In the 3rd grade shootout, Bixby captured their first title of the afternoon with a 20-7 victory over Broken Arrow Black. We moved on to the 4th grade. Edmond had a team in the finals for the first time. We'd like to thank all the Edmond parents that made their way over to the east side of the state. We hope to see the west side grow continually each and every year, but Bixby Red got their second goal ball, if you will, 13-7 over Edmond. In the 5th grade game, low-scoring affair between the Bulldogs. 6-0 was the final. White over Blue, 6-0. And then in the 6th grade game that just completed right here, TYAA Red with a touchdown late in the 3rd quarter defeats the Bixby Red squad 22-7. That's the complete wrap-up of what we've done so far. It looks like the officials are getting back together right around the 35-yard line. Kind of a hush fell over the stadium. We both noticed that, which that's a great thing, that both sides, both Union and Owasso, obviously showed respect for the injured warrior. But now that the teams are going back up, we've relit the pilot light, if you will, into the fans, and we're going to go back to work with just 1 minute left in quarter number 1 and no score. Richard?
First down and 10 for the Rams. Twins left, single wide receiver to the right. H-back behind a tackle, man in motion. Number 12, Adams. Fake handoff on the zone read, and the quarterback does a great job keeping it and goes off the left side on the zone read and picks up about 9 yards, awful close to a first down. Bring up 2nd down and 1, it looks like, as they come out with the zone read. Quarterback pulls it out.
That play might be designed as a little trickeration in a way, because with all the respect you have to give to Adams, then that let the quarterback get it right back up the middle. McNeely.
Nice run by Neely. Great block on the edge by Cole Adams. Does more than just run. Blocks off, seals the edge, and there was a big hole off the right side. And they hurry back to the line of scrimmage.
If not for Caden Smith's shoestring tackle right there, the Rams would be up 7-0.
Looks like he's going to be a little short, and it'll break up 2nd and goal from inside the 1. Nice run by Neely. And that looks like that'll bring us to the end of the first quarter of play.
And that's going to do it for your first quarter.
Hanifa. Big number 99 with the tackle.
Well, hey, Don, after 1 quarter of play, last game of the night, all tied up at 0, but Owasso's knocking. We're going to see if Owasso lets the door open up as we come back for the second quarter. Please stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
It's the sale you wait all year for. The 0-0 event going on now at Classic Chevrolet. 0 down, 0 first month's payment on Chevy Silverados, only $399 a month. 0 down, 0 first month's payment on Traverses, Camaros, Impalas, Malibus. 0 down, 0 first month's payment on Chevy Sparks, only $149 a month. 0 reasons not to get to Classic Chevrolet today. The 0-0 event going on now at Classic Chevrolet. Online at ClassicChevrolet.net.
As a mother of 3, I've seen the positive impact sports have on kids. At Dick's Sporting Goods, we believe everyone should have the chance to play. And if cost ever gets in the way, that goes against everything we believe. So we're stocking new gear at lower prices and introducing the best price guarantee. If you find a lower price from a competitor, we'll match it. Because it's not enough to offer you the best gear. We need to offer it at the best price.
Hey, here we are back with Don Rice here at Lee Snyder Field. Last ball game of a long day, but what an exciting day it's been. We're getting ready to start up the second quarter, and it's going to be 2nd and goal for Owasso as we come out and start the second quarter.
Well, just as you mentioned going into the break, the Owasso Rams are knocking at the door. You couldn't get it any closer to the goal line. They're at about the half-yard line. This might be a time to let Mr. Adams do his thing with a direct snap.
Quarterback sneaking, they shove him on in, and touchdown Owasso. Great call, great line push by number 98. That would be Christian Childers, and number 68, Cohen Ponder, as they did a great job at the center and guard position and got great push.
As we saw in the 6th grade ball game, we changed the style of extra points as the kids have gotten a little bigger. We'll try this one via the foot. It's number 1 that will come out for the Owasso group, and number 1.
Jake Adams, Cole's twin brother. It has to be offside, right? Yeah, because that kid was in there pretty quick. Came off the edge. We'll have offsides against the we have offsides against where they're going to leave it alone. As number 10 got a little early mark over there off the edge.
Heads up play by the Union coach, or actually by the Owasso coaching staff. They declined the penalty. That way the point for try will be at the same location it always is, and the kick is up.
X point's good, and as we talked about in youth football, they get 2 points for kicking it through and just 1 for running it in. So quickly they go up 8-0 with 7:56 remaining in the second quarter.
Well, we saw how important that extra points were in the 6th grade ball game, because the Bixby group scored just as many touchdowns as TYAA did, but they came up short on 2 of their extra points, and the margin of victory was just 2 points, and TYAA took home the trophy.
Well, here we go. Kicking off from the 40. Grayson Tempest and number 10, Chase Everett. Back deep.
Lane Farley set the kick. Kick is away.
Pooch kick. Lands to Grayson. Nice coverage.
Return down to 30. Bounces to the outside.
That was Grayson Tempest on the return. As Richard pointed out, it was kind of a pooch kick, nice and high, which let the coverage team get down there in a hurry. Very short return, and the Owasso group will go back on defense to see if they can force a turnover and maybe go up 2 scores here before half.
Be 1st and 10 for the Redskins at their own 36-yard line.
Well, I guess you got the answer to your question is how well would Owasso respond to losing one of their compadres? They came out, 4 plays later, they put it in the end zone.
Twins left, 2 running backs in the backfield. Zone read handoff to Everett off the left side. Nice blocking on the edge as number 10 gets loose down the left side, picks up about 13 yards, picks up enough for a first down, gets knocked out of bounds at around the 48-yard line. Nice run by number 10, Chase Everett, around the left side. Great blocking up front.
Jake Adams, number 1, was able to push him out of bounds, but not before Union will pick up a first down. They'll go back to the same play and about the same results. Not 10 that time, but he'll pick up about 8.
Well, if it's not broke, don't worry about fixing it, right? So they went back to it again. Picked up about 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5.
I like that coaching philosophy that Richard just mentioned. If it's not broke, don't fix it. And I think that we saw some examples of that in a few of our earlier games as some of the teams just kept feeding the rock to the right side. That's where the strength is a lot of times on the offensive line, and it paid off for them.
Here we go. We got a toss sweep. Nice blocking out front. Ran out of bounds at about the 42-yard line. It'll be about, or make it the 42-yard line can be real close for a first down.
Bill Shaw on the carry.
Yeah, picks up enough for a first down as the referee signals the chain gain to move it on down 10 more. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Redskins at the Ram 42-yard line. Twins to the right, single receiver to the left, 2 backs in the backfield, same formation they've been running. Quick handoff inside, nice penetration by the defense, but the running back kept his feet moving and picked up about 3 yards.
Some of the crowd on the Owasso side thought the ball may have come loose. The officials say not a chance, so it'll be 2nd down.
Be 2nd down and 7. Grayson Tempest stays in at quarterback, number 34 for the Redskins. Got a nice little drive moving here. Same formation, Twins right, single to the left, doubles in the backfield. They're showing blitz. And a quarterback pulls it out and keeps it. Nice play. Grayson does a nice job of running up inside the 35 and keeps it as he solves the penetration in the B gaps and the A gaps. Does a great job pulling it out. Brings up 3rd down and 3 for the Redskins.
Emery Neely did a nice job on the edge there. We talk about assignment football. That's his responsibility to make sure nothing gets to the outside of him. He did it well, turned the play back inside, help arrive, but it was still a gain of about 4 on the play, 3rd down.
Coach Montgomery talked about it all the time. Assignment, alignment, effort. And that's what we saw out of Curley there at number 22. Come back to the blitz again, and they just swallowed it up in the backfield. Swallowed it up in the backfield.
The maroon shirts got there in a hurry, led by Scott, number 18. He shot the gap, and it'll force a 4th down and about 7 for the Union Chrome offense.
Bring up 4th down and 7. We're going to see if they put it in the air again. Under 6 minutes remaining in the first half.
Union's kind of gone away from the pass here in this drive, but they go 3 receivers to the far side. It looks like they'll put it up.
Watch the 40. Got a big block. And he forced out of bounds. That'll be enough for Redskins. First down.
Looks like he picks up enough yardage for a first down. Coaches don't like the block over there. But we have no flag on the play. It'll be 1st and 10 from the Ram 31-yard line.
That was Kiwan, or Karan, that is, Hubbard, number 10, that hauled the pass in, took it up the boundary, and moved the sticks. 1st and 10, Union.
Trips right, single to the left, timeout, Union.
Well, Richard Todd coming out of the break. Would the Owasso Rams respond? They did. Now we're seeing that Union, they're responding in kind as Owasso put up 8. And the Redskins have managed about 4 first downs.
Well, they've moved the ball out about 39 yards so far. They've taken a nice little drive as it started out, I think, around the 35-yard line. And, 34 yards. A nice little drive, picked up some first downs, as Don talked about. Staying to the ground game, a little bit of swing pass. They do a great job of keeping the running backs in the passing game, spreads them out, puts them in space, forces Owasso to make sure they're running sideline to sideline. And after a while of running sideline to sideline, then all of a sudden you can start pounding the middle and wearing them down a little bit. Here we come back, 5:26 remaining until halftime, Don. 1st and 10 Union at the Ram 31-yard line.
Don't forget also that Tempest has a big arm, so he can reach the end zone from here if the Owasso team on first down wants to try to go for 6 right here on the first play.
Well, we got 7 in the box, it looks like. 6 in the box, and they're bouncing them out now. Now they're cleaning the box up a little bit. This time a nice little handoff. Let's see if he does a little cutback. Nice cutback. And he cuts down inside the 25-yard line to the 24-yard line. And they picked up. Nice job by Grayson as he held him in there on the zone read. And they get it down to the 24-yard line and brings up 2nd down and 3.
Bill Shaw, number 6 for the Chrome offense, had an excellent block out here on the edge. Occupied the defensive end long enough.
They're getting that edge again, Coach. They have found a way to get to the corner.
Inside the 10.
Forced out at the 1. It'll be 1st and goal, Redskins.
It was Emery Neely that finally made the stop, but not before the ball rushed inside the 1-yard line.
Bring up 1st and goal for the Redskins inside the 1. Let's see if they do what Owasso did and go to the quarterback sneak and
direct snap and just rely on the big boys up front to get you just enough push to put it in the end zone.
And hopefully the running back's hitting him in the back. And there it is. Enough for a touchdown. Touchdown, Redskins. What number was that, Don? Did you see who had the ball?
3-0, number 30.
Nice run by number 30 on the quarterback sneak. That number 30 would be Jamin Silas. A touchdown, Redskins, 4:42 remaining. And as we talked before about the extra point, here goes the kick. And see if they can tie the ball game up at 8. Snap's good, holds down, kick is low. We're talking about extra points. He doesn't get to extend his leg because of the rush. And with 4:42 remaining in the first half, brings the score 8. Owasso, Union put on the board with 6.
Now ebb and flow, momentum one side or the other. You can obviously say now that Union's kind of got Mo on their side because they marched right down the field to answer the Owasso touchdown. Now we'll see what the coaches for the Rams have drawn up. They had no problem scoring the last time they touched the football. I'll bet they stay on the ground and maybe get Mr. Adams involved to touch more.
Well, the Owasso coaches have not liked the blocking. It seems like they think, hitting a defensive receiver. We've seen that a lot lately. And the pillback block has happened a couple times. It's what they're seeing, and they're wanting to make sure, hey, are we going to protect our kids? Or is he blinding them? Is it, are they legal hits? They're way on the other side, and I can't quite tell what angle they're getting on them, but I know that's what Owasso coaches come out on the field and has questioned a few different times.
Well, and we've gone over this in several ball games, and I know some of the fans at home may be wondering, but you don't have to worry about the officials that are calling this ball game. Every young man that's out there is a high school certified official. That's one of the neat things about the Indian Nations Conference is it's a lot different than it used to be in the old days where you didn't need much training to officiate youth football. These guys work on Friday and Saturday nights as well as the high school playoffs move on to only Friday and a Saturday night format. We'll re-kick.
Kickoff went out of bounds. They decide, or offsides, excuse me, before the kick even happened against the Redskins. Will back them up 5.
Field position, field position, field position. You make a mistake on the kickoff, it could lead to a big return. and set the Rams up 1st and 10 in Union territory.
Mr. Adams has the ball in the middle, looking for a hold, good to the edge.
Adams is probably the exact guy they didn't want to kick it to, and as I talked about, after the penalty, if you're not careful with the return, that the Rams could start in Owasso territory, and in fact they will.
Nice return by Cole Adams as he returns the ball into Redskin territory down to the 39-yard line where the Rams will take over 1st and 10 with 4:34 remaining until halftime.
The last time the Rams had the ball, they did indeed put it in the end zone, and they did it all without handing the ball off to Mr. Adams. We'll see if they take that same track now. He's lined up in the backfield.
Putting man in motion. Handoff as Don's called, trying to get him a heavy dosage. Nice cutback, and I'm going to say he's probably hit the alley.
Cuts back at the 10.
Nice job by number 12, Cole Adams. Great job on the right side of that offensive line as they caved it in, kept their legs running as Coach Montgomery loves seeing, and he cuts it back to the left, and they answered quickly. Quickly they answered.
And Cole also had the wherewithal to put that foot in the ground and make that cut back inside, because as you thought he had the corner, maybe there was an angle there. The tackle was made, but not before he was able to roll in the end zone, and now one more time, we've got a very, very important.
It makes the extra point here. It's a two-possession game, just like that.
Get a little offsides against the defense.
As we talked earlier, Jake Adams, Cole's twin brother, handles the point after attempts via the foot. Spot, snap, kicks up.
Great job by the holder, number 29, Chad Herbert. Herbert, if you're over in France. Great job on the hold to get it back down on the tee and be able to kick it through. And now, all of a sudden, that's turned into a two-possession ball game as they've made both of them and puts Owasso up 16-6.
You know, we hate to keep harping on it, but special teams play is always important in football, and maybe as important in youth football as any, because just by the foot and by the 2 extra points, it turned it, as Richard talked about, into a two-possession ball game. And Coach Montgomery pointed out in one of the earlier ball games, time of possession, you only usually touch the ball 2 to 3 times per quarter. So Union may be down to only being able to touch the ball 6 more times in the game, and they're down 2 scores.
Well, here we go to kickoff again. See if it's going to be the little pooch kick like he was so successful on the last time he kicked. Same kind of kickoff. Grayson Tempest comes up and picks it up, and this time stays up on the left side, cuts it back in. Great coverage by Owasso, and he gets it at the 35-yard line.
You know, the kicker for the Rams not only has that pooch down to an art, but he also gets so much height on the ball that he doesn't kick it extremely deep, but the coverage is right there in such a quick fashion that the return's negated as well. Like I threw that big word in there, negated. You're not going to look that up on your phone, are you?
No. I don't even know how to spell it. 4:02 and running. First down and 10 at the 36-yard line. Twins right, single to the left, double. Got a man in motion. Looks like Mr. Tempest in motion. Great arm. Just overthrew him this time, but boy, they had him deep again.
Hubbard was the intended receiver there, and as Richard pointed out, he was probably 5 to 6 yards behind the nearest Ram, and that's something that I promise the Rams defensive coaches will have to address at halftime, because he was out there.
That's twice now they've had it, just had trouble getting it to him. Twins right, single to left, second down and 10.
Quarterback with the keeper around the right side. Picks up a nice little block across the 40.
Nice job by number 12, Cole Ford, as he comes up and cleans it like you're supposed to as that safety, and just drove right through him as he gets out to the 43-yard line. pickup of about 6, bring up 3rd down and 4. What do you think about how he closed in from that safety spot?
I was just thinking if you looked up the word closing speed in the dictionary, if they could give you a video presentation of it right there. Cole Adams came from deep secondary, closed, and as Richard talked about, picture perfect tackle, no way to run through it based on his position of his head.
Same formation. Oh, no, we changed it. We got twins right, twins left, single back in the backfield. Grayson Tempest, man in motion. Jet sweep off to the left side to Mr. Shaw. Oh, and there was a collision course over there, and that was a collision over at the 45-yard line. Someone's getting slow getting up.
It happened on the far side of the field, right over by the Union coaching staff. Richard called it about as well as you could. That was a violent collision on the far side. We won't speculate on the number because obviously with the way that the Union Redskins have rallied and gotten on a knee in front of their fallen teammate, we have no way of figuring out who it is.
If I was on the guess, I would say it was probably number 6, is that Mr. Brown? No, that'd be Mr. Shaw, because he was the one on the jet sweep coming around there, and like I said, there was a violent hit.
Since we got some time, we'd like to thank, as we probably should more times than we do throughout the day, Dick's Sporting Goods. Without Dick's, none of this would be possible. So thanks to Kerry Sumter for putting this together for us, and for Dick's Sporting Goods for your sponsorship each and every year. Every season starts with Dick's. Also to Classic Chevrolet, as the dealership there in Owasso stepped up to help defer some of the cost of getting this presentation put together.
Well, looks like we're going to take a timeout here and go to break as we still have that injured player over on the sideline. 2:46 remaining. We'll come right back.
It's the sale you wait all year for. The 0-0 event going on now at Classic Chevrolet. 0 down, 0 first month's payment on Chevy Silverados, only $399 a month. 0 down, 0 first month's payment on Traverses, Camaros, Impalas, Malibus. 0 down, 0 first month's payment on Chevy Sparks, only $149 a month. 0 reasons not to get to Classic Chevrolet today. The 0-0 event going on now at Classic Chevrolet. Online at ClassicChevrolet.net.
As a mother of 3, I've seen the positive impact sports have on kids. At Dick's Sporting Goods, we believe everyone should have the chance to play. And if cost ever gets in the way, that goes against everything we believe. So we're stocking new gear at lower prices and introducing the best price guarantee. If you find a lower price from a competitor, we'll match it. Because it's not enough to offer you the best gear. We need to offer it at the best price.
Here we come back from after that injury timeout as we had a collision over on the sideline. We have 2:46 remaining. The ball will be at the 45-yard line. It'll bring up 4th down and 1 for the Redskins. I formation under center. First time I've seen him under center today. Quarterback sneak. Looks like he's going to be close to the first down. And the referee marks it for a first down. That'll be 1st down and 10 for the Redskins as he picks up just enough. Bring up 1st down and 10 at the 46-yard line. Clock gets started again, 2:35 and counting. Twins left, singles to the right. Hand off to number 10. Nice cut back. Nice job by Mr. Everett as he gets out to the 45-yard line. Bring up 2nd down and 1. Great job by putting his foot in the ground, Don. And as we talked about before, sometimes you just run to the sideline, you get nothing, but as soon as you can put your foot on, it gets everybody momentum going one way and you cut back against it. 2nd down and 1 for the Redskins. Same formation they've been in. Twins right, singles to the left. This time another handoff to Everett as he number 5 as he tries to get outside, but the defense just too quick, and sometimes that's the opposite. Don't put your foot in the ground. And we have a fumble on the play and a turnover. Double whammy right there as he put the ball on the turf, and Owasso takes over 1st and 10 at their own 48-yard line.
Big number 98, Christian Childers, I believe, was the one that was able to get the big paw on the football and knocked it loose. And so, as Richard said, with a minute 40 left in the half, it gives the Owasso offense a chance to do some more damage before we go to halftime.
Clock still running. They get over midfield to the 49. Brings up 2nd down and 7. Closing in on a minute left till halftime.
Caden Smith stretched the play out nicely for the Union Chrome defense, and then he made the tackle.
Quarterback's back to pass.
Wide open out in the flat. Ran out of bounds at about the 43-yard line.
Coming up at the half in about 51 seconds.
Touch-up play by Noah.
Gets out of bounds for them. Stops the play. Don't have to burn a timeout. 3rd down and 1 at the 43-yard line of the Redskins. 51 seconds remaining until halftime. Plenty of time to go do some more damage here. I do believe Owasso still has all 3 timeouts.
I can't remember him using one, and I wonder how strong a leg that Jake Adams might have if we need a.
Nice run as the time clock will stop on the 1st down.
Emery Neely, the ball carrier that particular time, and you talked about timeouts. Owasso will use one right here.
Timeout Owasso, 16-6, 45 seconds remaining. It'll be 1st down and 10 at the 35-yard line.
You talked about being up by 2 scores just based on the 2 extra points. One would have to think if the Rams could put this in the end zone going into the break that that's going to make it a tough order for Union in the second half.
But giving it back to Union, we know they're this close. Hitting a couple big pass plays could get easily right back in it.
We talked earlier in the game. We know their quarterback has the arm. If he can just get someone to run under one of those. 2 times he's had people behind the secondary. 1st and 10. Not sure if the fans can pick up the crowd noise, but it's obvious that Owasso's sitting on the home side as their fans begin to stomp their feet just a bit.
Probably their feet fell asleep.
Quarterback's back to pass.
Quick out pattern, nice plays. He gets out of bounds. Great play calling by Owasso here as they've just methodically just moved on down the field, down to the 26-yard line. Well, it'll bring up 2nd down and 1 as they quickly get out of bounds and save their timeouts.
Chad Hebert again pulled in the pass, and as Richard talked about, scampered out of bounds to stop the clock. For the snap, we have a flag on the play.
Penalties against the Redskins. It'll mark off 5, give them enough for a 1st down. They'll be at the 21-yard line, 1st and 10. Clock will start on the snap. Well, they're playing awful deep off the receivers, especially on the wide side of the field, and number 12's in the slot. Might be a good time to run a quick out pattern, get him the ball in space and see what he can do.
And out to the halfback across the 20.
run out of bounds at the 19-yard line. Pick up of a couple yards.
I think we're seeing some examples of some 7th grade football players that might be playing a little above their age range, so to speak, with the knowledge that they have in the game. This is the 3rd play in a row where the Owasso player got out of bounds to stop the clock.
Here we bring up 2nd down and 8 from the 19-yard line. Looks over for the play. Twins right, single to the left. They moves the back over to his backside. No, almost went to the well too many times.
That was number 10 for the
Redskins, number 10, Chase Everett. Oh, I'm sorry. Number 10, Kieron Hubbard, looking on the wrong roster. But he did a great job. They almost went to the well one too many times, that quick out pattern. He jumped on it. But also, if you're a Owasso, you're looking at maybe a, double move here, and they could get behind him pretty quick if he's going to bite that hard. But I still expect them to get the ball to 12. Cole Adams over in the flat somehow out in space. He's wide open, and he's going to try to run the ball, and he gets knocked out of bounds at the 14-yard line. Make that the 15-yard line. It'll bring up 4th down.
So I asked earlier, how big a leg does the kicker have?
And I think they're still going to go for it. I think they know they can pick up 4 yards. And I'm still surprised. I understand their workhorse has been number 22, Mr. Neely, but we still haven't seen, every time Cole Adams seems to touch the ball, find a way to make something happen. And now he's over in the bunch formation to the left, in the slot. Let's see what they decide to do here. Quarterback takes a snap. Pass is intended for Cole Adams to be a turnover. Great job. As we talked about, they could have put it away. Defense bowed their neck, found a way to stop them and turn it over. 17 seconds remaining until halftime.
Mr. Adams got his fingers on it for a bit. But
and really I promise you, he thought he should have caught it, I promise.
Well, isn't that the old axiom? If you get your hands on it, you should catch it. And the quarterback actually did an excellent job there, too, is being able to buy a little extra time so he could float the pass out there. For a moment, I thought he might elect to run it, but then I thought again, if you don't pick up the first down, the ball goes over anyway.
Yeah, and he goes and throws it up to one of his best players. Now we've got Twins left. Back to the running formation. Does a nice counter back to the left side. Good job by the Owasso defense. He picks up about 3 yards, and I think Tony's going to let the clock run out. And that'll bring us to the halftime with Owasso up over Union 16-6. We're going to go down to Allison. Looks like she has the head coach for Owasso cornered down there on the sideline. Allison, take it away.
Thanks, guys. Coach, your team leads at the half. What do you need to execute in the second half in order to cap an undefeated season?
Well, we just need to execute offensively. Our defense is playing fine. We gave up a couple big runs on the outside, but other than that, we're playing pretty good defensively, and offensively, we just have to execute, stick to our game plan.
You had a player suffer a pretty serious injury in the first quarter. I heard some of your players as they were coming off whenever they ended up taking your player out, now it's for him. Now we're playing for him. Everything that we're doing, if we win, it's all for him.
Yeah, they have a purpose to play for now. The kids are fired up. They're going to play for Lyric. Unfortunately, he suffered a broken ankle, and he'll be okay. They did a good job here getting him off the field, and he'll be okay. He's headed to St. Francis, but he's a tough kid.
All right, thank you so much, Coach.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Guys.
Thank you, Allison, for that sideline interview. We hope that kid's okay. We hope Lyric's okay. We'll be right back as we got a score of Owasso 16, Union 6. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
It's the sale you wait all year for. The 0-0 event going on now at Classic Chevrolet. 0 down, 0 first month's payment on Chevy Silverados, only $399 a month. 0 down, 0 first month's payment on Traverses, Camaros, Impalas, Malibus. 0 down, 0 first month's payment on Chevy Sparks, only $149 a month. 0 reasons not to get to Classic Chevrolet today. The 0-0 event going on now at Classic Chevrolet. Online at classicchevrolet.net.
As a mother of 3, I've seen the positive impact sports have on kids. At Dick's Sporting Goods, we believe everyone should have the chance to play. And if cost ever gets in the way, that goes against everything we believe. So we're stocking new gear at lower prices and introducing the best price guarantee. If you find a lower price from a competitor, we'll match it. Because it's not enough to offer you the best gear. We need to offer it at the best price.
We're going to take over to Chris Roberts as we looks like we're going to have the Owasso cheerleaders perform at halftime. Chris, take it away.
Now, for your halftime entertainment, your 7th grade Owasso cheer. Big hand for your 7th grade Owasso cheer.
Allison, looks like you have the Union coach, Coach Tempest, down there with you. Allison, take it away.
Thanks, guys. Coach, down at the half right now, but your message to your team just a few moments ago was, hey, we've been in this spot before.
Yep, we've been in this spot a couple times already this year and fought our way out. We're looking forward to a big second half.
What do you think that big second half, that comeback looks like for you
What
guys?
it looks like is we got to tackle better. and find their ball carriers, get everybody to the ball, and not shoot ourselves in the foot up when we're on offense.
And you guys are undefeated. How do you continue to stay that way? Do you think these guys even are used to being in this position, even though it is at the half, but do you think this team would even know how to lose at this point?
Ours?
Yeah.
No. We're not accepting that. We're going to go out and play the second half. That's why they have 2 of them, and we're ready to go.
Great. Thanks so much, Coach.
Well, great job, great speak for Allison. And as Coach Tempest brought up, they don't hand out trophies at halftime. Stay tuned as we got an exciting second half on the last ball game in the 7th grade INFC Championship here at Championship Saturday at Lee Schneider Field. Stay tuned.
It takes enough. Down the line.
Good morning.
We're America's #1 sporting goods store, and we're always open. Every season starts at Dicks.com.
It's the sale you wait all year for. The 0-0 event going on now at Classic Chevrolet. 0 down, 0 first month's payment on Chevy Silverados, only $399 a month. 0 down, 0 first month's payment on Traverses, Camaros, Impalas, Malibus. 0 down, 0 first month's payment on Chevy Sparks, only $149 a month. 0 reasons not to get to Classic Chevrolet today. The 0-0 event going on now at Classic Chevrolet. Online at ClassicChevrolet.net.
The Indian Nations Football Conference Championship, presented by Dick's Sporting Goods, is brought to you by Dick's Sporting Goods. Every season starts with Dick's. And by Classic Chevrolet. Save time, shop online.
Here we are back for the second half as Owasso will receive the opening of the second half kickoff. 16-6. Owasso, as we spoke earlier, big defensive standby Union at the end of the first half has kept them in the ball game, and they've got to continue the same thing and even maybe get a turnover, Don.
You took the words right out of my mouth. If you're a Rams fan, you got to be rooting for an early turnover, a squib kick. We may have it right there.
No, he looks like number 27 on the recovery, and that would be Peyton Cole, it looks like. It'll be 1st and 10 Owasso as they took over 1st and 10 at their own 36-yard line as we get this second half going and the clock's running.
The Rams kept going with that little high pooch kick, and the Union group tried a little squib, and it almost was successful.
Almost came out through the 5-hole, it looks like to me, as they would call in hockey. Toss sweep over to the left side, got the block on the edge. Nice run around the left side. He picks up enough for a first down on the carries. Neely, number 22. Great blocking on the edge by I do believe that was number 45 and number 46. Number 46, Landon Brown, and number 45, Hunter Half, as they got great seal on the left side and they got to the second level.
And one more time, Neely had presence of mind enough that when he got to the edge over there, he made sure he got down, didn't let him push him out of bounds, and kept the clock running.
Here we go to counter. Nice counter by number 12, Cole Adams. Picks up about 5 yards, it looks like, almost 6. We'll call it 6 yards. And it'll bring up 2nd down and 4 as they went with a little counter, trying to get them to overcommit. And Union did a pretty good job staying at home, but like I said, it was a successful 6-yard gain on 1st down.
Owasso will check in big number 65, Austin Reach. He'll check into the interior line as they get a little more beef up front, and it's 2nd down, as Rich said, 2nd down and 6.
They'll run an overload to the left, man in motion, back over here to the right. Quick handoff, quick hitter to number 12, Cole Adams, as he's down inside the 40 to 39-yard line.
On one of the last drives of the first half that Owasso had the football. You mentioned when are they going to start handing the ball off to Cole Adams, and that may be the recipe to burn the clock here in the second half, is just keep the ball on the ground and keep the clock moving.
Nice job by Neely off the left side on the cross bucket in the back. called a crossfire. One went one way and faked handoff and gave it to the other running back coming back on the backside. Gets it all the way down to the 30-yard line where it brings up 2nd down and 1. It seems like they've got Union on their heels right now, Don.
Number 11, Allen, made the last stop for the Chrome defense, but not before. It was deep into the secondary, and for Union to have a chance, they need to start making some negative plays.
We talked about playing ahead and behind on the chains. Toss sweep to Cole. He hits the hole nicely, gets down inside the 25-yard line, picks up enough for another 1st down, but they're staying ahead of the chains. They're not getting behind, not getting any penalties, not getting any holding calls so far, and keep methodically moving the ball down the field as this possession started at their own 36-yard line, and they've already ran off 2.5 minutes.
2 scores could become 3 in a hurry, and I hate to say it to the Union faithful, but if they go up 3 scores, I think we might be able to have Dandy Don Meredith start warming up that old song from Monday Night Football, and I promise I will not sing.
Brings up 2nd down and 5 as they run a counter, and they pull number 94. Don, number 94, pulled around to the left side. That'd be Lane Farley as he lead blocks up the hole for number 22, Neely. Brings up 2nd down and 5. And right now, as you said earlier, they've got to get a negative play. Union does, because everything seems to be going Owasso's way. Quick hitter again. Nice job by Cole as he just keeps on coming off the tackle, and they're just running it. And it looks like they're awful close to another 1st down. Yep, signal the 1st down, and they're going to move the chains, and they have just keep on moving, and the clock keeps on running as they've already ran over 3 minutes off the clock.
Cole Adams on that particular play was kind of able to get almost in McNeely's back pocket, and one back blocks for another, and it's got to be a good feeling when one of your fellow running backs throws the key block for you. You'll owe him one later in the game.
Offsides against the Redskins, got them coming a little early. That hurts them. It starts off a little shortened downs the 1st down, as we've talked about. They're not doing a very good job on this drive. Tony will get the changes done, but they're not doing a very good job on this drive of getting them behind the chains. They're staying way ahead of them, and now the playbook's wide open.
Well, Wilson, in fact, he came all the way over to the sidelines to make sure he got the correct play from the coach, and as we talked earlier, what they're trying to do now is not only get points, but burn some clock.
Here goes Neely off the left side, but good pursuit, but still picked up 3 yards. We'll call it 3 yards. Bring up 2nd down and 2.
Edward Pointer with a big hit for the Union defense to hold the gain to only 3 yards.
That'll bring up 2nd down, and now they've run up over 4 minutes off, as we've talked how important. As Coach Montgomery said, I think he did it with you, and I know he said it with me, usually you get about 3 possessions a half. And right now, with them running it down, they might limit it to 2 possessions if they keep chewing up this clock.
The Rams can indeed get a 1st down without scoring. McNeely will do just that.
Well, they'll stop the clock just to set the chains. Be enough for a 1st down, as it'll be 1st and goal at the 2-yard line. But here the clock gets started again, and now we're under 3.5 minutes left. Quarterback sneak. Flag on the play, though. I think they got started a little early. Yeah, he didn't let them get set, got a little hurry, and backs them up. But here's the positive. They've shown that they can move the ball, right, Don? And they can just chew up a little more time. Well, it'll bring up 1st and goal from the 7. Talk about chewing up more time, Don. What do you think? I mean, you wouldn't put the ball in the air down here, would you?
Absolutely not. I'm not going to do anything that could risk a turnover. I want the clock to roll, because I'm thinking if I'm on the Owassa side, I'm already planning the postseason party and celebrating the victory. And did he get there? He did.
Touchdown. It looks like Cole Adams, number 12. Stretches it into the end zone. Looks like he's coming up a little lame, though, as he's walking over here. Now he looks like he's okay.
He's just going to turn it over to his brother and see if his brother can go
and put it up 3 possessions.
3 for 3 for the point afters. Is that even a word, point afters?
No, I don't think it's plural, Don, but hey, I've learned not to question you. And boy, got a flag on the play, and I'm going to say it's probably a personal foul on the interior, unless they got a holding call.
We'll sort this one out. Flag came out kind of early.
It'll be on the kickoff. Look like the extra point is good.
The extra point is good.
Personal foul against Union. It'll be taken on the kickoff. So instead of them kicking off from the 40, they're going to kick off from Union's 45-yard line. And, boy, that's going to keep them deep. And they've already taken almost 5 minutes off on that drive. And, boy, they're shortening the game down really, really fast.
Well, each time that the Rams have had a chance to execute a kickoff, they've done the high pooch kick. And as Richard talked about, if they do the same procedure here, Union may be starting down at about the 20, barring a good return.
Well, I think here you try to kick it in the end zone, because then there's no chance of return, no chance that you let Union back in the game, put the foot down on them, you know, suffocate all the air you can out of it. And I try to kick it and make them start 1st and 10 at their own 20 and go 80 yards to even get a chance to get back in the game.
Kind of recap what we've seen so far. It was kind of a refreshing afternoon in a way, because this is one of the first times we've seen an Edmond team. We've got one Union team. We got an Owasso team, a couple from Bixby, actually 3. TYAA was represented. Broken Arrow was here, and even Claremore and Stillwater. So the entire NFC conference was well represented, and that was a big mistake right there. Is I think, are they going to say that his knee went down?
Well, he went down to get the ball, and that's what we were talking about. Penalty turned over. Now I thought they might get it at the 20. Now they pinned them inside the 5 at the 4. Boy, that makes a long play, because this Union Owasso defense has been playing pretty solid the whole first almost 3 quarters, and it's going to be tough ahead. But hey, like I said before, they've been short on just some passes, and if they hit some big ones here, they can get right back in it.
You know, one of the rules that a lot of the fans may not know, and I know it probably was one of those situations where the return guy, he might have known it, but kind of got a little excited. If he'd have just taken a step back and let the ball roll into the end zone, and as Richard talked about, that thing comes out to the 20, because it was the emphasis of the kick that put it in the end zone.
You're correct. 1st down and 10, bottled up in the backfield.
Needs to turn the corner, and we've got ourselves a foot race. Can Cole Adams catch him? No!
Where did 94 come from? My goodness, number 94 gave tremendous effort as he ran him down, but what a run by Mr. Everett as he gets down inside the 20.
Lane Farley was number 95, and as Richard talked about, not only did he catch him, but he came from the opposite side of the field. And he wears number 94. He's a big guy. He might even be a 2-striper.
And I tell you, he looked like looks like they came out in the field, so that player's got to come out. We talked about him limping off, I thought, after he scored his touchdown, and he kind of turned his knee or ankle there again. His hip, it looks like he's having trouble with. And
they'll put Wilson into the game for Adams.
But boy, how quickly Union struck. We talked about, I thought it might be the pass. They showed me by the run, and more number 10 Everett. Great job, though, by 94 not giving up. Could easily just stopped, said, heck, there he goes. But now you make them snap it, and they keep snapping it, and hopefully you can get a turnover or something.
Well, and as the Owasso looks at it, too, the more snaps that the Union offense has to produce before they put it in the end zone, the more time comes off the clock. Now we get the pass. Just over the fingertips of not only one of the defenders, but the receiver as well.
Yeah, over number 10 Everett. Bring up 3rd down, and it looks like 3rd down and 6 for the Redskins. Cole Adams is still over on the sideline. I think he's, like I said, probably stretched out his hip a little bit when he tried to stretch into the end zone.
It's going to be 3rd down and about 7. Do you go back to the air, or do we let the big boy run it one more time?
He's back outside. I think they're going to go to the air unless they decide to run a sweep. Oh, there it is. It looks like they got it blocked again. Yep, ran out of bounds inside the 10. It looks like to the 9. It'll be enough for a 1st down. It'll be 1st and goal for the Redskins at the 9-yard line.
Bill Shaw, and both Richard and I were talking about it, how far back they had pinned the Union offense, and they said, hey, don't worry about this. We're going to go 97 yards and make this a game going into the fourth quarter. And now, again, you talk fourth quarter, we're kind of back where when we started the third quarter. If they punch this in there, then if they can convert a turnover, we really got a ball game.
Shaw on the right side. Before start down at the 5. Second down and goal.
Emery Neely showed great speed to that talent for the defense as he was able to push him out of bounds after about a 1-yard gain, 2nd and goal.
Hand off to Hubbard up the middle.
Bring up 3rd down and goal. Clocks keeps running. I would think, Don, they're going to have to get it in there before the quarter to make it anything. But it's going to be 3rd down and goal from the 2. No, inside the 2, closer to the 1, be 3rd and 1. And we're closing in on 1 minute left in the 3rd quarter.
That was Hubbard on the last carry. He got it very close to pay dirt. They may give him another opportunity.
No, Grayson Estes tries to get the corner, but great job by the defense as they didn't allow it. And it looks like he lost about 3 on the play. Bring up 4th down and 4, if I'm correct.
That's Neely one more time, sealed the edge nicely. So from 1-3 to the other 3, and it's 4th down and goal with 1 minute left as they were able to push the quarterback out of bounds on the far side.
What a bust, a bubble buster if they can keep them out of the end zone, right, Don? Bring up 4th down and goal from the 4. Grayson on the toss this time. Looks like they're going to be, oh yeah, that's pretty easy right there. Almost too easy. But touchdown.
Bill Shaw put it in the end zone. Got us a little rugby scrum going for the football, but since both arms of the officials already went up in the air, that's kind of all for naught.
Picks up a touchdown. Was number 12, Smith, right? Is that the kid that was running the ball, or number 6?
I believe we went with number 6 on that one.
Number 6, Mr. Shaws, he scores a touchdown. Now for the extra point, are they going to go for 1 or are they going to kick it? Looks like they're going to kick it. And if he could find a way to make this, makes it a 10-point ball game and 2 possessions, and they're right back in it as we come into the 3rd quarter. Good snap, holds down, but the extra point is blocked.
Riley Trickett on for the kick, and as Richards pointed out, that's the 2nd block in a row that Owasso's pulled off on point afters, and it leaves it a 2-score ball game.
But Union Answer went 97 yards. Just a little over 2 minutes it looked like to get all the way down there and punch it in, which was huge. And as we figured, we didn't think Union was going to go away, right? I mean, we didn't think they were going to just say, hey, as Coach Tempest says, we're not going. Well, there's 2 halves in a game, and we're not just going to go pack it up. But we've been here before.
Well, and you know, you come into the ball game undefeated, so obviously you face some adversity along the way during the season. And Coach hit the nail on the head. He said, hey, we're not handing out any trophies yet. Let's go play the second half and find out what happens. I was able to talk to the head coach of the Owasso team last night. He pointed out something interesting. Since this is these young men, obviously their last year in Indian Nations football, they're not going to do the traditional postseason party. Well, they're going to have one, but they're going to have it at AT&T Stadium and get to watch the Dallas Cowboys play football next Sunday.
Oh, very nice. Kickoff is deep. And it goes in the end zone. But hey, no return. 55 seconds left now. With the banged up Cole Adams, heavy on number 22, Neely, is going to have to be kind of the horse because, you know, Cole's kind of limping in a little bit of hip, kind of came out on defense, so I don't know if he'll have quite the explosiveness that he had up until that point. So expect a heavy dose of number 22 leaning on that offensive line, and they've got to find a way, as they've done before, just to chew up the clock.
And if you're a Union fan, obviously you're doing all you can, thinking positive thoughts. You need a turnover deep down here inside Owasso territory.
Quarterback keeper. He just cuts it back. Oh, Mr. Levin, number 11, meted him rudely. That's number, that's
Allen.
Allen Dooku.
And
we'll go with that name.
He said good evening.
Oh, yeah, he met him at the 23-yard line, and Mr. Wilson he was going no further.
Picked up about 3.5 on the play, keeps the clock spinning with 28 seconds left in quarter number 3. So this should be the final play of the third quarter, barring a penalty.
Nice blitz, nice timely blitz. And number 22 did a great job to gain a yard out of it. But that'll bring us to the end of the third quarter, I'm guessing. On the tackle was number 97. That is Ryan Trickett.
Well, you said Union wasn't going to go away, and on this series of defense, they're proving that to you because they're bringing the leather on each snap.
Well, that's 3 quarters of play in the book, Don, and we're down to 1 quarter out of 27 quarters today. We're down to 1 quarter. 1 quarter going to decide it all, and that'll bring us to the end of the third quarter of play with Union 12, Owasso 24. 8 minutes left to decide the championship here on Championship Saturday here at Lee Snyder Field. Stay tuned.
It's the sale you wait all year for. The 0-0 event going on now at Classic Chevrolet. 0 down, 0 first month's payment on Chevy Silverados, only $399 a month. 0 down, 0 first month's payment on Traverses, Camaros, Impalas, Malibus. 0 down, 0 first month's payment on Chevy Sparks, only $149 a month. 0 reasons not to get to Classic Chevrolet today. The 0-0 event going on now at Classic Chevrolet. Online at ClassicChevrolet.net.
As a mother of 3, I've seen the positive impact sports have on kids. At Dick's Sporting Goods, we believe everyone should have the chance to play. And if cost ever gets in the way, that goes against everything we believe. So we're stocking new gear at lower prices and introducing the best price guarantee. If you find a lower price from a competitor, we'll match it. Because it's not enough to offer you the best gear. We need to offer it at the best price.
And here we are, everybody standing up on both sidelines. Everybody in the stands know they're down to 8 minutes left in their INFC career, as we were just talking about it at the break. 3rd down and 6 as we start the fourth quarter. They need a first down. Union's done a great job sticking the run here in the first 2 downs. We're going to see if Union's defense can force something in the backfield. I've noticed a little more blitzing out of Union.
Karan Howard has come on both the last 2 plays, and instead they do the little slip screen pass to Cole Adams, and he'll move the chains.
Nice call. Nice call.
Took advantage of the aggressiveness of the defense, waited for the rush to come through, and then just kind of dumped it over the top. Adams did the rest, and the ball sets at about the 39-yard line.
Bring up first down and 10 for the Rams, and they moved it out to the 39-yard line. This drive started at their own 20. Quick pitch off to the short side of the field. Neely runs over somebody down at the 45-yard line to the 46. And on the tackle was number 1 for Union, and that would be Jeremiah Banks.
Banks and Silas combine on that stop, but I think you can definitely give the
contact was definitely performed by number 22, Neely, as he, hey, we'll call him an instigator on that
picked
one.
up 6 yards on the play.
Bring up second down. We'll call it 7, Don, and bring up second down and 3. Already ran off a minute here. Timeout, Union. And I expect you to see Tony dialing it up, trying to get some problems in the backfield, trying to get some kind of turnover here.
Well,
as it brings up second down and 3. And I don't think he liked how they've been playing on their heels the last 2 plays.
Not only that, Tony might have used the timeout because I noticed that the Owasso quarterback had started the situation where he was looking over at the bench, and they weren't going to snap the ball until the official starts giving him the 5 count. That's a heads-up play by the Rams quarterback.
Well, Don, we're down to 6 minutes and 50 seconds. Decide 7th grade championship. As I was mentioning to you at the break, Owasso won it last year. Now 8th graders. Owasso team again in 7th graders. Bill Blankenship's got a lot to look forward to. As Lauren talked about his Bigsby group in the youth, got a lot to look forward to.
Yeah, that's one of the neat things about INFC football. It's the pipeline to all these high school programs around the region. And I think that our high school coaches, for the most part, do an outstanding job of helping us out because they understand these kids are on the way to help them soon.
Man in motion. Handoff.
Handoff of the middle across the field.
Somebody's hip got well in a hurry as Cole Adams took the ball off the right side. He'll shake the first tackle right there at the line of scrimmage, lower his head, and move the chains. 1st and 10 for the Rams offense.
Be first down and 10 from the Redskin 48.
One of the higher scoring ball games we've had so far today, and of course that makes sense because as the kids get a little older and older, their talent, skills, and their ability to run different plays. McNeely on the run.
Brought down by number 10, Chase Everett. We've heard his name a few times. Picks up a couple, brings up 2nd down and 8 from the 46-yard line. But most importantly, they are now over 3 minutes that clock's running. We talked about 3 possession. If I'm correct, Union's had the ball this way. They've had it twice so far.
I believe twice in the second half.
And so now they're, Lauren Montgomery's mentioned many times that they usually average 3.
Well, you highlighted the fact that the last Union or the last Owasso drive was over 5 minutes. This one's been over 3 minutes, so that's an entire quarter right there.
Recovered by Owasso. He put the ball in the turf. Cole ain't real happy with himself on that. But nice job following in and following on the ball. Puts the ball at the 36-yard line. What'll bring up 3rd down and short.
Cole gets up again, limping a little bit, and as Richard pointed out a little while ago, I believe it's that right hip that's giving him a little problems, but he's not coming out of the game this time.
No. His dad come down there and throw his shoe at him. No, he ain't coming out of the game. Mom's pretty tough too. Bring up 3rd down and 1. Got to the edge. Great stiff arm. They keep him in bounds.
One more time, Neely shows a heads-up play. He almost kind of went into like a little football slide to make sure that he did not go out of bounds. And, you know, that's things that you just don't see from the average 7th grade football player.
No, it's having a football IQ, they understand the importance of milking the clock down and staying in bounds and keeping him running. 5 minutes left. Another quick handoff off to the left side as they've been finding a weak spot down to the 31-yard line. Picked up about almost 6 yards. We'll call it 5. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5, and that clock just keeps running, and Mr. Neely just keeps piling up the yards.
Number 45, Hunter Half, over on this side. They seem to have found a guy to run behind.
Well, Half and number 98, Childers. Ponder at center. What a great job those guys have been doing up front for that offensive line.
Anytime a team can put up 24 points and most of it on the ground, you know your big boys, they're getting fed well.
Down inside the 30-yard line to about the 27, close to another 1st down.
See some conversation going on from the officials. Checking real quickly. I don't see a flag.
No, that'll be enough for a 1st down, it looks like. Yep, they're going to move the chains. And now they took over with about 55 seconds left in the 3rd quarter, and now we're down to, they don't have to snap the ball until under 4 minutes left.
So
and they're running bunch. Looks like overload to the left. I'm expecting number 22 to get it again. Oh, surely I'm wrong. Nope. Stays in bounds and ran out of bounds. Tried to get down, just got that started a little late. But he runs out of bounds at the 21-yard line, picks up another 5 yards. Neely does. And it'll bring up 2nd down and 5 with 3:57 remaining in the ball game.
Javon Silas said you may have visions of going out of bounds, but no. You're not getting down. I'm putting you out of bounds.
Yeah, and that helped them out as the clock stopped with 3:57 remaining. Bring up 2nd down and 5 at the Redskin 21-yard line.
Starting the 4th quarter, we talked about it, Richard, and right now Owasso really, really, really has to lean on the idea we got to get a turnover. If we don't, Owasso's just going to keep eating up time.
Well, he got down inside the 20. Cole Adams did. Of course, not running with that swiftness that he came in the first half after he hurt that hip. but he's still running tough and got down inside the 20 to the 19, bring up 3rd down and 3. And more importantly, under 3.5 minutes remaining in the ball game.
Bill Shaw made a nice play for the defense on the last one. Neely again will try this side.
Gets down to the 16. Great blocking by number 45. You mentioned him before, but I think he likes butter and syrup with his pancake because he just put the Union defender on his backside and just washed down the backside on that play.
Well, and the Owasso coaches are signaling that they think that it was enough for a 1st down, but the official spotted the ball, that is, about a half-yard short.
Clock still running. Under 3 minutes remaining, 4th down right here. And if they get this 1st down right here, you're going to have to start seeing some timeouts.
Well, I was just going to ask you whether you thought we were going to go McNeely or Adams, and the quarterback said, hey, you got to figure me into this equation because I'm going to pick the 1st down up for you.
Yep, picks up 1st down at the 15, where it'll be 1st and 10. 2:40 remaining, and then the referee's going to start that clock, and here we go.
Obviously, our stats up here are unofficial, but just doing the math quickly in my head, the Owasso offense has well over 9.5 minutes of ball control in the 2nd half.
Yeah, and you're talking a total of 16 minutes, and there's still 3 minutes left, 2 minutes left now. I'm going to say it's closing in on 10 minutes because it took them just 2 minutes on that one drive. And I don't, if Union had the ball, I thought Union only had the ball one time, and they had a 5-minute drive and this drive here, but we're down to 2:12. Kind of milked down too much time there. It'll back them up, but it'll be a 1st and 15. First bad thing that's happened to Owasso in the 2nd half is the referee's going to get them lined back up. We're down to 2 minutes and 12 seconds left on this snap.
When you're up by 12, coach really doesn't mind that 5-yard setback near as much.
Gets down inside the 20 to the 18. Clock keeps running. Down to 2 minutes remaining. Tony uses his 2nd timeout.
That Shaw and number 11 came up to lay the wood on McNeely. And as Richard talked about, timeout taken by the defense.
2nd one left. They can find a way to get a 1st down.
We got a quick break in the action. One more time. Let's thank the fine folks at Dick's. Every season starts with Dick's, and thanks to Carrie Supter for all of her hard work to help make the 2017 INFC football season a success. Hey, if your son or daughter is thinking about going out for either basketball or lacrosse, don't forget that Dick's also has all of those sporting good needs for you as well. Check the website. A lot of times the INFC website, you'll have some coupons from Dick's that'll get you anywhere from 10 to 20% off. I know they're having a special that almost everyone in the ballpark was offered at least a sheet of paper that gave them 20% off, all because it was INFC Championship Saturday weekend.
I've been making a mistake all game. I've been calling Chase Everett, and it should have been Keyron Hubbard been the number 10. I've been going to the wrong number. Sorry about that last game. But Keyron Hubbard's been dynamic for Union in both phases, and here we are with 2 minutes, 3 seconds left, 2nd down and 12. Little counter buck. Nice job coming up by number 97. That would be Ryan Trickett, came up from the safety spot, but they're not worried about yardage necessary right now. Owasso is as much as running clock, and now Union's burned their last time out.
What are the other sponsors we should talk about? Classic Chevrolet. Also, if you didn't get a chance to shop at the Tiger Hut while you were here, the Tiger Den in downtown Broken Arrow will have the INFC Championship T-shirts. They've got hoodies. They've got some long sleeve shirts as well. Tracy will have all those for you on sale beginning Monday of next week. You can also look it up online, but especially the 7th graders, you've got to have a memento of your INFC career, and what better way to do that than to get yourself a dry fit or a hoodie that says INFC Championships 2017.
Also, I think they have the disc on sale over there for the games. You want to go over there and gobble all those up. Also, if I'm correct, we're going to be on Cox, I think, at some time later. Usually they do a tape delay around Thanksgiving time. get all the family around, get a chance, go watch the game. We appreciate the opportunity here, and as we're down to a minute 56, Owasso faces a 3rd down and 14, and Union can't stop the clock again.
Little counter coming back to McNeely.
I think he just put a nail in the coffin with that one. That was a great run, great blocking off the left side. As Neely's been the workhorse since Cole Adams hurt his hip. Still run the ball a few times, but Neely's been the workhorse. I bet he has 25 carries.
And most of those came 3rd, 4th quarter.
Yeah.
And they found a weak spot over here on the left side. A lot of the teams today have been dominant running to the right, but here for the 3rd and the 4th quarter, the Rams are trying the left side of the line with lots of success, and Adams' kick is up.
5 extra points, 5 touchdowns, and all of a sudden, 4 touchdowns, 4 extra points, you've got 32 on the board, 149 remaining. Well, it looks like they can start smelling it. They can start smelling victory. They can start smelling that championship to finish up their INFC career. We're going to see what Coach Tempest has for the Union, because you still know they're not going to stop playing.
This ball game probably isn't going to turn out the way that Coach Tempest would like it, but he's been an excellent coach for the INFC as he took his team last year to the semifinals as well. This year he was one step better to get to the finals, and hats off to Union Chrome for 2 years of excellent INFC football finishes.
Kickoff, Grayson Tempest comes up and fields it at the 26-yard line, tries the left side. Nice job, nice return by Tempest out to the 42-yard line, where they'll take over 1st and 10 with 1:43 remaining. I think my brother short-armed the clock over there. That was a long 3 seconds.
Well, you trained him.
Obviously, I fell short again. Be 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. I expect Union to start putting the ball in the air.
Clock will not start until the snap, as it was a change of possession. Union, as they've done most of the afternoon, set up in the shotgun.
Ball sails over the head of, looks like number 9, Riley Trickett. We've been calling his brother Ryan Trickett's name quite a bit on the defensive side. Pass intended, goes over his head. I notice now, you notice the corners are now backed off about 7-8 yards. Going to play a soft cover 2, it looks like, as Cole and number 94 back off into deep safeties. Bring up 2nd down and 10, 1:39 remaining in the ball game. Trips right, single to the left. Throws a quick bubble screen out here to number 6 Shaw. Great job by
Shaw. Worked it back into the middle of the field.
Great job by the Rams as they circle it up.
Christian Childers folded back around to make sure that Shaw was not going to get out of the group of Rams that kind of had him surrounded. He kind of blew up the entire stack.
Well, unfortunately, they kept the ball in bounds, and now we're down to a minute to play, 3rd down and 7. Trips right, single to the left, back to the right of the quarterback. Grayson Tempest in shotgun, goes back to pass the ball again. Some pressure in his face, throws it into quadruple coverage. And that's right, you heard me correctly. 4 guys around him.
McNeely was back there, but the ball was knocked down, I believe, by number 29, Chad Hibbert.
Bring up 4th down and 7, 55 seconds left. They can find a way to turn the ball over right here. They can take a knee and run it out.
Chris Roberts, our PA announcer, gave a little shout out to both teams and obviously got the Owasso fans all fired up one more time.
He'll be short of the 1st down, it looks like, and it'll be a turnover on downs.
And now the Owasso Rams can run their offense out. And
Best formation in football. What formation is that, Don?
The victory formation. Thanks for stealing my line, but I've been feeding you lines all day.
Oh, hey, call me the big bass trout over here, man. I'm going to suck on that big hook that you threw out there to me, Don. And what a great way to end the ball game, but in victory formation.
Well, I couldn't help but think, Richard, as the clock's going to spin its way down towards no time left in the final ball game, that the one guy I haven't talked about at all today that I absolutely have to get his name out here. You know who I'm talking about, Mr. Tom Lott. This was all his vision some 34 years ago, and I know he's looking down on us right now and enjoying another championship Saturday. Sir, you've done this. We hope that we made you proud from our commentating and our announcing today. I know that all the teams that participated gave it their all.
All started back in 1984. I was on his first staff as a junior in high school. And, yeah, I know he's got to be proud. Chad's done a great job taking it to the next level. And
adding lacrosse.
Yeah, now here we go. And we just dotted the last game, 7th grade championship. Your Owasso Red Rams with the final of a 32-12. What a great performance by Owasso. Tip my hat to Coach Tempest and the Union and his Union Chrome team. And we're going to go down to Allison at the trophy presentation.
Thanks, guys. Here with Adam Taylor from the INFC.
Coach, congratulations on a great season, hard-fought game today.
Thank you.
On behalf of Dick's Sporting Goods and the INFC, I want to present you the runner-up plaque for this year. Thank you very much. Congratulations.
All right, and now we have our Adam Taylor once again with INFC.
Amazing season, Coach. Awesome game. Your kids fought hard. On behalf of Dick's Sporting Goods, INFC, congratulations. Championship trophy 2017, 7th grade. Great job, Coach.
Thank you. Thank you.
You guys had an unbelievable season, have not lost one game. What does this moment mean to you?
It's special. I mean, it's all about the kids, and obviously you just look at the expression on their face, and that tells it all. It's the coaches, the kids, and it's that crowd right there. They've been fantastic all year long.
And we talked about it at halftime, but this game means a little bit more because you are playing for one of your own.
Yes, ma'am, it does. Lyric, if you're watching, man, we're bringing it home to you, all right? Don't be surprised if we walk into that hotel room or the hospital room, okay, buddy? We'll see you in Owasso, man.
All right, Coach, I'll let you celebrate with your team.
All right, thank you. Thank you.
Guys.
Well, Don, we finished off another year, 7th grade championship with Owasso. Great job by Coach Tempest and his Union Chrome team as we made it to the semis and then made it to the finals this year. Hats off to them. What a great day we've had today, Don. We started off with 1st grade. We had Claremore against South Tulsa. South Tulsa held on to a 21-7. Then we had Stillwater and TYAA. And Stillwater gave up their first touchdown of the year, but then they came back and scored 12 unanswered to go to a 12-6 game. Then we had B.A. Black and Bigsby. Bigsby got their first team in 3rd grade, came on to a 20-7 win, followed by Bigsby again in the 4th grade as they played Edmond, as they made from the west side their first trip over. And we were glad to see them in the West Tulsa team West Oklahoma team as they came over into a 13-7 hard-fought win for Bigsby Red. Then we came out with the 5 overtime game last year. Same 2 teams in the finals this year. This time we did it all in regulation. 6-0 TYA White over TYA Blue. And then one of the better games we had, TYA, 4-time champion out of the last 5 years, held on to a 22-20 win after being outscored early 14-0. Bruce McClure and his Bigsby Red team making their first show up in the finals with a 22-20 loss. And then we closed out here. Another exciting day, another exciting finish up at Championship Saturday INFC here at Lee Snyder Field as the Owasso Red beat Union Chrome 32-12. And Don, I don't know, but I think I'm ready to go to bed.
Well, I guess we could end it this way by saying day over, game over, season over, See ya.
And as we started the games and we started before, we're going to end it the same way we started it. As one of my favorite WWE wrestlers would say, hey, it's time to finish with 2 claps and a Ric Flair. Woo!